Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome back to the New York City Nobodies podcast. It's your boy, Jesse, and today you are blessed with the presence of one half of the NYC Nobodies because the other half is in Montreal for the NYCFC away match.
Yep.
Felix, my broski, the man with the plan, with the blunt in his hand. Broski,
Not on camera, but hey, okay, there we go. I'm good. It's good. I'm living great, man. It's a Friday, spring day. It's beautiful outside. Definitely. Still in the process the events of this past week. But now, something we're looking forward to another match tomorrow against Montreal. So definitely let's get into it, brother.
Yeah, man. Now listen. Before we get into one team that completely blew it.
Yes. Oh my.
Can we talk about another team that completely blew it as well?
And no, we're not talking to New York Yankees, guys.
No. The Yankees did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah,
you know
Yankees,
what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Definitely.
Even the Mets are back to winning ways. But there's one team that just can't seem to get it together, and that's the New York Knicks.
Oh, man. Oh, gosh, man. You know something? Last night, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm here watching the game, and I went into it with all optimism, man. I mean, listen, the Knicks have a record of being road warriors, dude. I mean, we had a very decent road record this season going into the playoffs. So right. I'm actually pretty confident on the road with these guys. Now, you see the Knicks falling back in the second quarter. You start falling back 10, 15. You know what I mean? I think we had gotten the lead down to like 8 by the half.
Right, 8 or 9.
And then third quarter, something, you start seeing the back and forth, and then you just start seeing the Knicks going on an 11-0 run. You see the Knicks going on a 10-0 run in the third quarter, and then the fourth quarter, that's when we make that push. And Milky, I mean, to me, when you're watching this team on all cylinders is when we're actually shooting, and when we're actually being effective with our shots, when we're being effective, when we're selecting our shots, and Mikal Bridges kind of fell flat again, brother.
It's not even. I love to blame Mikal Bridges, but it's obviously the team knows that he cannot be depended on. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't understand why defensively, okay, but like offensively, he's a non-factor, right? Yeah. But my problem is with that whole game is when I look at the Knicks right now, where they're at right now, and I'm not talking about the game tomorrow. I'm talking about the New York Knicks as of yesterday. I see a team with no confidence.
Yeah.
I see a team with no heart. I see a team that's poorly coached, that they don't know where their role is. That once the initial play is broken down, they expect Jalen Brunson to do absolutely everything.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Karl Anthony Towns looks lazy on every play except the last 4 minutes of the game. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. And I think that, something... I mean, do we really say it's a Mike Brown thing over a Tom Thibodeau thing? That's another great debate that is happening in the Knicks universe right now. I mean, because you start seeing everything's indicating towards people are saying, Brown out, you know what I mean? And to be honest with you, I'm like, this is his first season with the team.
Right.
Despite his first season with the team, bro, you got to admit that we're doing pretty decent. I mean, I guess, last season, the last couple of seasons have really been teasing us. And when you start comparing and contrasting, the different styles, I mean, people actually want the old team, this old rotation with Tom Thibodeau back when, I don't know, I'm kind of like in between, I know I was a big Tom Thibodeau fan, Mike Brown, he does great, but I'm kind of 50-50 on that. How you feeling about that though, Milky?
Well, the thing is, one thing that I criticize Mike Brown about is there's 12 seconds left in the game.
Yes.
The Knicks are up 1. And he puts out the smallest rotation defensively. He puts in Landry Shamet and Mikal Bridges on a defensive play. And it made zero sense to me. I had no idea. And then what happens? They inbound the ball to CJ McCollum. He comes around the paint and hits the easy floater that he's been nailing all game.
Yep.
So like what coach in his right mind would put in the smallest lineup on the defensive play with 12 seconds left in the game when you're up 1 point? Yeah, you understand what I'm saying?
And I think that's a lot of the conversation too. Is that been that mismanagement? You understand what I mean?
And that's what kills it.
Yeah, no, and I think a lot of people have been talking about that. I know a lot of people who I've been discussing, the game with in the last couple of days, including yourself, has been talking about that mismanagement, like that clock mismanagement, personnel mismanagement. Sorry about that, but. Yeah. It's almost like this is a trend You understand what I mean? And when you look back at the other teams that Mike Brown has coached, it was kind of a problem as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, he did get results. He has won the chip, but that was kind of a hallmark coming in with with Mike Brown. So I think we kind of knew what to expect, but when it actually happened, that's where like, hey, I think we want that old Nick team back. You know what I mean?
So yeah, of course. I think the number one criticism of Tom Thibodeau was the fact that he ran his players into the ground.
Yes, that was the number one thing, man. I mean, Jalen Brunson at one point playing 40 minutes a game?
Yeah, you had 4 more starters playing 40 minutes a game. But when the playoffs came, those starters had created a chemistry.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. Why are you going to... Now, if your game plan is to not play your starters as many minutes and to give your bench players more minutes in the regular season... Why are you not like what's the point of using these players if you're gonna mismanage their workload?
Exactly. I think that's something.
Saying?
That has to get looked at as well, because I think that when you are, like you said, I think you summed it up perfectly. You know, last year there was a great chemistry with this team because they were spending so many minutes on the floor together.
Absolutely.
I mean, dudes knew where the heck, like it was telling, like at the beginning of the season when Karl Anthony Towns was like, yo, I don't know where I fit in. Right, and we're talking about this is in October, November.
He still looks like he don't know where he's
still So I think that's gonna. But see, that's the whole thing. Do you let Mike Brown cook another couple seasons, right? Because all indications is he's gonna fulfill his contract. They're not gonna get rid of this guy. You know what I mean? Because he gets somewhere. But
bro, first round exit. If we get
first round exit after going to the Eastern Conference Championship, I mean that has to get looked at too.
If we get bumped, bro, by the Atlanta Hawks. Mike Brown has to be looked at.
Nah, he has to. I think,
and I get it, and he has to be looked at.
Yeah, I think a couple of Knicks fans may be looking for like that long term, the long term goal, right? Looking at the macro, but I think this is part of the macro, in my opinion, because of the fact that when you look at the work as a whole, something. Yeah, we got we finished the season third in the East, but look at what happened, what it took to get there, and when you look at when you look at the regular season and you look at the certain points in the season, this Knicks team looked a lot different, and this Knicks team didn't look the same. It just they were missing that extra thing. You know what I mean? The quote unquote je ne sais quoi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
there was
that X factor that was there. Mm-hmm. That continuity, and people knowing what their role was, and I think that's something that this team is missing right now. And something, it could cost them an early round exit.
Yeah, and listen, like I said, they look like a team with no heart out there.
Yeah.
They look like a team with no heart out there.
Something
a lot of turnovers. Mm-hmm. Like sorry to cut a lot of turnovers. Well, now Jalen Brunson. Let's talk about Jalen Brunson having a habit of turning the ball over on the final possession of big playoff games.
Yes, and this is just something that, if we have to look at Jalen Brunson, you have to look at the entire body of work during the playoffs. This man has a reputation for just putting us on his shoulder and just carrying us, right? But I haven't seen that this playoff run either. I have not seen that leader. I haven't seen that confident Jalen Brunson. I mean, he's making his shots. He'll make his little stop shot. You know what I mean? He'll stop at the key, make his little jump or whatever. Everyone, knows what that ball's going in, right? But we're not seeing that same leader, that same, let's get pissed off, Hoodie Jalen. Where's Hoodie Jalen at? You know what I mean? I want to see Hoodie Jalen.
I mean, that air ball on the possession before they took the lead, that was hard to watch.
Yeah.
Because you could, and then what, like, I'm not understanding. Like, they're playing good defense, but I also feel like nobody's helping Jalen when he gets the ball. Nobody's moving, creating space, or trying to help them get a better shot. Once Jalen Brunson gets the ball, they expect him to do too much. Instead of being like, all right, I can see the trap coming. I can see the double team coming. Let me try to get myself free, get myself open so I could be that outlet pass. Mm-hmm. It's just let Jalen Brunson do it. Like, let him deal with it.
Yeah, and I see a lot of that. What you were saying when we were going, I saw a lot of it in the second quarter, right? When we were down, I think we were down 10, and we were just looking for buckets. You kind of saw it in the fourth quarter as well when we were looking for buckets, and we were just trying to get, we're trying to get back into this game. And to be honest with you, Jalen got us back into the game, but it just so happens that everybody else is looking towards him, and that's why I saw that. You saw OG doing it for a bit, even though OG and shouts to, you know something. Let's give some credit where credit is due. Shouts to Jose Alvarado, had a decent game last night.
Right.
Shouts to OG. OG had a decent night last night. He was my man. Was all over the floor on defense.
Absolutely,
I mean,
Deuce McBride.
he become that dude, but.
It's
Yeah,
that,
man.
it's it's the late heroics. It's the late. You left it too late. You left it too late. You had 4 quarters to make this happen in the fourth quarter. See now, and then if you go back to old Big Play Small Talk episodes, I would say the Knicks are a fourth quarter team. How long can that last? How many times have you seen the Knicks in a situation where we're down 15 points going into the fourth quarter, and as Knicks fans, we get comfortable because we're like, oh, they'll just come back and win the game in the final 3 minutes. They'll hit big time shot. How long can you sustain that style of basketball? You understand? And it maybe became a habit within the team and within the culture that they're like, oh, well, we know that we could go down X amount of points and still come back. And they did. I thought, oh shit, it's gonna be the reverse of the Hawks game.
Exactly.
Hawks
I think we all thought going that. I mean, come on, how can you not?
What they did to us in the Garden, and we're gonna win the game by 1, and it's gonna be like, no, but you know who beat them?
This is the shit. This is the history of the Knicks in the playoffs. I mean, come on, look at the series against Boston last year. It was the same thing, bro. We go up there, we're just having a comeback while we were down, and you know, hopefully we follow the same script this year, brother. So I mean, definitely, you know, just to put a ball on the Knicks game last night. Listen, man, I hope that tomorrow night we're coming out looking like the contenders that we really are.
Yep.
And that we're gonna take the game to the Hawks, and we're just gonna come back to New York with another win and
brand new best out of
some
3
more life
series,
in the MSG.
right?
Huh?
A brand new best out of 3 series.
Exactly. That's all you really want. That's all you really want. So Milky, like you said, another team that dresses in blue that dropped the ball this week. Oh my God. It was crazy. My brother, listen. I know that we were confident. We were all just like, you know, on a positive high all throughout this week. We even said it on our last episode, right? Yo, you know, you already saw the freaking predictions. I think all of us have predicted like close to 2-1, 3-1, right?
3-1, yeah.
Yeah, right. So all the way until you got to the second half of this match. Oh my God, Milky. I mean, listen, we're gonna talk about it because this is just what we do, man. We talk about the wins and we talk about the losses, which have been happening a bit too much lately. But hey, listen, we're just gonna get into it. New York City Football Club, they took on FC Cincinnati. As our boy Chop Cheese likes to say, Skyline Chili FC. Definitely, you know, a game that took place in the Boogie Down Bronx, New York at Yankee Stadium, one of the greatest venues ever. You know something? It sucks that, you know, Yankee Stadium's it's a national security site because I'd love to hear trumpets in that place, man. So definitely, man, I think, you know, the crowd was in it. You know, it was a well-attended game. I mean, for all intents and purposes, they were calling it a sellout, but even though it didn't look like a sellout.
Right. For a Wednesday, it was packed.
It was packed. No, it was packed. So definitely, you know, let's just get into it, brother. New York City lined up a little bit like this. All right, man. We had number 49 in gold. Guys, we don't have to say much more after this point. I think he's pretty much solidified that number 1 spot despite a couple of bad performances.
Absolutely.
Matt. Definitely, my brother. We lined up in the back, you know, as in our usual back 4, you know, going from right to left. That's going to be Mr. Boy from the Bronx, Tavon Gray, number 24. Then with the captain's armband at the center back pairing, we had Thiago Martins, and then the other center back, his Brazilian boy, Raul Gustavo. Kevin O'Toole, oh man, what a night for Mr. O'Toole. We're going to get into that later, but definitely Kevin O'Toole, you know, he rounded up our back line. Then the double pivot, doing the boys from down under, you know, kind of got that double pivot on lock right now. So definitely, you know, we have your boy Cottrell in the 6th spot. You know what I mean? He was doing his thing. Aiden O'Neal was, you know, he rounded out our other double pivot spot. Then we had our attacking core consisted of Trapito Heda on the right, Maxi Morales, El Immortal, and you know what, Milky? You know what I'm about to say right now. Give that man, build that man a life-size statue outside of Eddie Hop Park ASAP. Okay, ASAP.
Yesterday.
Then you had your boy Hannes Lobito, you know, Hannes Wolf, you know, kind of did his thing, you know what I mean? So
fucking guy, man.
And then, you know, you had number 2 in the Golden Boot race himself, Nico Fernandez Mercado. So, you know, Milky, I mean, listen, this lineup, we really don't have to say much about it. This is pretty much our A lineup right now. I kind of see where, something, as much as I love Keaton Parks and as much as like he's doing his thing this year, I think that Pascal Janssen has really, he's really stuck with Kai Trelwin in that role.
Right.
It's paying dividends, and it paid dividends in how we played, the first half on Wednesday, so what did you think of this lineup, and what was your reaction initially?
I mean, like you said, the lineup's been the same. We're rolling out the same lineup, but I do have the same lineup. But I do have a question for you, my brother. Do you think that we were more defensively sound when we had Kai Trelwin in the back?
You know something? That's a good question, because I think that Kai Trelwin's natural role is in the defensive mid, and I think that that's what he showed us on Wednesday.
Right.
Last couple games he's been playing in the defensive mid. I think that Pascal Janssen was really spot on with Keaton and like saying he's only going to play a certain amount of minutes, and if Kai Trelwin is the more fit player, obviously you got to play him, right? So,
Right.
I really think that Kai Trelwin is one of those versatile players. He's another Justin Hack, bro.
Right.
I mean, if you really think about it, Kai
yeah.
Trelwin is really a better Justin Hack.
Yeah, you're not lying.
Who can slide
You're not
into
lying.
either role. So, but the thing is that we did see a lot more of that stability when Kai Trelwin was in the center back position.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think we were, we were a bit better synced up. I think that when we try to play the offside trap, everyone was moving at the same time. Everyone, on those lines. So I think there's a bit of better understanding, and I think more like because Keaton's not going to give you 90 minutes right now, and because Raul Gustavo is in good shape right now, I think that was leading to the decision. But I will have to agree with you. I think we were a bit more defensively sound in that position.
Yeah, I knew I wasn't bugging. I was like, they look like they haven't. I feel like you said, he could slip into any role and play that role to a point. And I love him. Like I said before, we're not talking bad about him. We're not mentioning his mistakes or how he plays his role. He's the most probably underrated player on the team, and he makes us click so well. You know what I'm saying? Both the
and you
awesome
need those
players.
players. You
Exactly.
need those players. Yeah. The
And
ones
as
you
I
don't
was
talk
thinking
about.
that, I was thinking about it. I was like, man, these defensive laps that we've been happening is when Thiago Martins got hurt, right? And right before that, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, Raul Gustavo was on the bench, and they had Kai back there. And I felt like they're like the communication back there was on point. They were covering each other on point. I feel like he maybe has like a sense of, or maybe like a sense or like a ball IQ where he could read certain things before they happen, because he prevented a lot of mistakes from happening back there.
No,
You know
you're
what I
exactly
mean?
right.
The
And I think
mistakes that we're seeing now.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point you made right there, is the IQ.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, Milky. There's certain players, and there's a reason why a lot of these guys are professionals, because of the IQ. They just have a certain understanding that the guy like you and me, who used to play in high school, maybe plays in college, or plays in a weekday league, doesn't have. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that that's one of the great separators from somebody who's an amateur than someone who's a professional, is that IQ, that ability, that innate ability to just be able to read the game like nobody else can, and this is what what makes the great players great. I mean, I honestly think this is what separated Diego Maradona from everybody else who played against him.
Absolutely.
So definitely, my brother. So as we got the game. Whistle blows. Something. We start. Seeing the game start. Everyone's starting to get their first touches in, and then we see our first chance over here. Definitely in the 3rd minute, and Pavel Buka, he wide shot. Matt Freese has no problem with it. We start seeing a bit more of that Cincinnati attack. Evander starts coming in. He starts sounding off, and you start seeing our defense, starting to get stronger. There was a bit of a difference in how we lined up. I think we lined up a bit stronger, but this is the whole thing that Milky, and I said this over and over and over again, dude. It's how the opposition lines up. Now, you already know Cincinnati was going to play a press. But as soon as they got off the ball, what were they doing? They collapsing in numbers in the midfield. 7, 8 numbers in the midfield, Milky. It was crazy, brother.
I agree 100%. It was such a fast. As soon as the game started, the tempo was at 100. It was fast paced. They were chasing each other down, chasing down balls, and I was like taking back. I was like, this is the tempo we needed. We knew Cincinnati was going to bring this, and we needed to match that energy. And in the first half, we did exactly that.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think that it was something where like you said, we had to match that energy because of the fact that this is something that we didn't have the last couple of weeks. Now, that to me was the great, when you're giving us the eyeball test, dude, we throw everything else aside. And when you're watching the game and like you're actually able to study it, you're starting to see that this is the pace that we love to play at.
Yeah.
It was evident in how many goals we scored in the first half. I mean, and at the end of the day, we have this confidence because at the end of the, like we have Nico Fernandez Mercado, and he's on fire right now, right? So we're gonna go all the way to the 20th minute. What do we have here, man? We got your boy himself, number 7. You know something, and I think that Nico Fernandez is really, really stepping up when the club needs him. I think that he really understands the role right now. Is that he has to play the 9 by default. We don't have any other solution. We don't have anybody else coming in right now, and he's understanding the plot, homie.
Right, I agree. He stepped up to the plate. He's like the good stepdad. What I'm saying?
The stepdad will let you drink sometimes. I'm here. Let you smoke a joint sometimes. I got
this
you.
Is not my position, but I'm gonna take care of you guys. I got you guys, and I'm gonna be what you need me to be. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, man.
Yeah, he's been there when we needed him. And he's someone we could depend on. And he plays hard. That's what I love to see about him. Whether it's the last 5 minutes of a game against Westchester or whether he's starting the game and scoring a brace, he chases the ball down every play. He's not lazy. He don't complain. He's just a baller. You know what I'm saying?
He's a dog, bro. And that's what I think that's the main feature that I love about Nico Fernandez is that he's a dog, bro. Something? He's not one of those guys. He's not gonna. At least him in the 9. He's not one of those guys who's just gonna sit back and wait. He's gonna press you all the way to the 6.
All the way.
Now, somebody who was in that role, just maybe a bit taller, Tati Castellanos. He was the same type of 9. So, what you're seeing right now is just like a guy who has ultimate belief in his abilities.
Yeah.
Despite how the team is performing right now, you have a guy who's really, really confident in himself. Is willing to take those hard, those tough shots, and put himself in those tough positions upfield to get these goals. And I think him stepping into this role has been great. And that's got to be one of the positives that we do take out of this match.
Yeah, absolutely. We got to enjoy him, man, and appreciate him because my fear is that he's playing himself right out of the team like all the other great players do, man. They're going to hit us with that offer that we can't refuse, man, and it's going to be sad to see him
Exactly, bro. It's going to be like, damn, we can't say no to that, man. But I think
he's playing himself right out of our squad, man, and I love to watch him play. It's an honor to watch him play. And as a fan of the sport and a fan of the players that come play for this team, you always want to see them move on to bigger and better opportunities. But it hurts to watch them go. You know what I'm saying? So
definitely. I think that's why we kind of have like this love affair with the players that come here, bro. We miss them so much because now that they're being successful.
Absolutely.
Even though, there's so many players we could talk about, right? So as the game progresses, man, you start seeing then after the goal, teenage Hadebe, he got injured, he got subbed out eventually by Alvis Powell. And then you start seeing NYC, we start building up again, and we're just, I think we started smelling blood in the water at that point. Like we got a first one, I bet we're gonna go for the second one. So you started seeing NYC like really just build up and just start taking control of this match. I mean, when you look at the momentum swings in this match, bro, it's like you start seeing it from that point on. They start, we start possessing the ball a bit more. Right. And we're playing our game. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like when you start seeing this, like this is like the flow of this, right? So when you look at it from what I'd say from right after when the goal is scored from like the 20th, you start looking all the way to the 40th, right? The 30 or maybe the 35th. We started playing our game. We started playing our attacks. We started playing that counter press that we love to play. You understand what I mean? And we were taking our chances, bro.
Absolutely. We had a bunch of chances. I say that like our confidence grew and we, like you said, we smelled blood in the water. It was like a fighter that you have your fighter against the ropes and you're throwing those punches and you're trying to go for that knockout punch and find exactly what you need to do to get that goal. You know what I mean? What I did notice was that for the most part, we caught them lacking a bunch of times
Yes.
on that counterattack. You know what I mean? We could have easily scored 7 goals this game for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
With the,
no,
with the
definitely.
close misses and so on and so forth. Like
Mm-hmm.
I felt like we capitalized. The main thing that we've had a problem with for the last couple of weeks was not capitalizing off our opportunities. You understand what I'm trying to say? And I feel like we
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
did that. But once
Yeah.
I felt like once we started getting our swag, I guess I'm gonna say swag in that
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes, I
Yeah.
knew that we were just gonna lay it on them. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
definitely. And you know something, this is, the first half was just another example of like, swing, both clubs just, taking these haymakers, man, because then we come back 32nd minute, scramble in the box, confusion in the box. And when you watch the replay of this, you can see where all the confusion was and who missed their assignment. Because, Kevin Denke, just little step in, bro. I'm just going to tap it in. That's it.
Absolutely.
And, we got to tie, we got to tie a game. So, I think that sometimes when we scramble like that, we're doing a lot of desperation defending, brother.
Right. I agree. A lot of just like franticness. You know what I'm saying? Not really understanding where the ball is. Everybody looking around and not understanding their mark at that time. You know what I mean?
Yes, no, definitely. So you started seeing a lot of that. So when you watch the replay, definitely you'll see a lot of that. But another great thing about this game, we got another opportunity to swing back, because you guess who else just steps up to the plate at Yankee Stadium, right? All the baseball metaphors, right? Stepping up to the plate at Yankee Stadium, your boy Nico Fernandez Mercado, bro. Another one, man. Guys, man. I mean, listen, like Milky was saying earlier, appreciate this man while he's here, because right now, like I was saying earlier, number 2 in the Golden Boot race right now. So give this man his flowers right now.
That man, listen, man, he knows that the ball. That's why we were so surprised when he missed that ball against St. Louis. So, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and that could have put us ahead and before they equalized. But man, just to watch him flow. It's like, it's like you sit there with a smile on your face and you're just so happy to have him on your squad. He does his thing. He puts it in the back of the net. And we were like, it happened so quick that we're like, here we go. You know what I'm saying? It's on and popping.
Now we're trying. We're taking control of this game. Finally, we're playing our game, right? So, and we kind of did for a while, because, you start remembering now, a couple minutes later, Trapito Ojeda gets a ball, beautiful ball from Maxi Morales, misses to the right just a bit, and something, and you start seeing that was the flow. You started seeing the punch counter punch. Something.
Yeah.
Evander takes another chance. You know what I mean, and he misses. Thiago Martins. Something. He brings it out for a corner. But hey, something, we start wrapping up and we start making our clearances and everything else. And then I think there was a goal that was disallowed. There was
there was.
There was a goal that was disallowed.
VAR checks up in this game, son.
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that was the first goal that was disallowed. It was a goal by Evander. It was for offside, so definitely it was. My heart got back in my chest after that.
That's when I started getting nervous, because you smelt that they were going to score again. You know what I'm saying? They had too many opportunities, and then once that VAR goal. And then we obviously saw it on the screen. We were like, "Oh, all right, cool, that's
exactly.
We were like,
that's gonna.
The ball's over the top again.
Yeah,
got to start worrying about those. And
exactly. And I think that's, but that becomes the picture of the whole game, because these little defensive lapses that were going on in the first half obviously carried over to the second, and it bit us in the ass at the most inopportune time. You know something? But here's the thing. Now you start seeing, bro, it's like chance after chance. We're creating chance after chance. Maxi Morales takes a shot that was, he takes another shot in the 41st minute, by an assist behind his Wolf. So you start seeing that we're building up, right? So 45th minute, another opportunity, something, Kai Trelwin gets his shot blocked or whatever. Then we start seeing all these, we just keep adding that pressure up until the whistle. Right. Tavon, assists Hannes Wolf on a shot, didn't go anywhere. But something, 4 minutes of extra time, and then we're thinking to ourselves, all right, bet. Something, we're gonna take care of business, nothing too major, and it's just we go back into the locker room, we reset, Second half of this game happens, man.
Son, well, we recorded that halftime video, bro. We son,
We were like, yo, I mean,
Right.
come on, bro. But what did you expect? We were so freaking happy because, yo, we're winning. We're home. You know
Yeah,
something? Like, it looks
yeah.
like this is a winnable game. I mean, come on, bro. We
And the
had
way
every
we were
right to be.
pressing, the way we were controlling the ball, the opportunities
Yeah.
that we had,
Yeah.
a bunch of near misses. You know what I'm saying? We see what we
Mm-hmm.
created. Yo, us four, we were like, yo, it's lit. Yo, it's
Yeah, no,
cool.
the crowd, the supporters were into it. I mean, shouts to the supporter section. We were very loud, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, Elliot, shouts to Elliot. He had reported in the Murdoch chat that he was on field, and so even the cops that were on field that were stationed next to him, because I guess he was working as an EMT that night. The cops had to comment that we were loud as fuck. So shouts to the
Dope.
supporter section. We definitely bought the noise that night. You know, so
I don't know
shouts to
what
y'all.
button. I don't know the buttons, but
We're not gonna, my man. We're not gonna.
And all of a sudden,
we're not gonna make that.
like a Darth Vader. None of that. We ain't.
That's it.
touching
We're not
that
gonna
no
have no deep voices. So okay. So definitely, second half, whistle blows. We're back in the stands, and then we start seeing, a couple, things start happening here and there. A bit of bookkeeping, Alvis Powell actually got substituted. Andre Chirilia, familiar, watch that name, right? Because it's gonna come back and bite us. And then definitely we start getting back into our flow. 47 from the 47th minute, Trapito takes a shot, assisted by Nico. And then we start getting back into that attack flow. You understand what I mean? So, I mean, what were your expectations going into the second half?
I expected us to get back on that high press. You know what I mean? Back to trying to get the ball, back to trying to create those counterattacking situations. But I kind of felt like we kind of like I don't know. We didn't come out with the same energy we did in the first half. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was expecting a lot more, and then we found ourselves in situations we were in like oh shit trouble. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we fast forward to the 53rd. Trapito just comes out, bro, and I think that's something that he's doing that he's just doing very well. And I think this is something that, shouts to Johan, by the way, he scored another one. You know what I mean? So definitely.
Yeah.
But you start seeing Trapito just using his speed to his advantage. And that's when he's at his best, my brother. When he is using that speed.
So fast.
Oh my God, this is a beautiful thing to watch, man. So definitely, I think that, it was Aiden O'Neal obviously giving him the key pass. They were on the break, and my man was out. So definitely, what were your thoughts after that one, my brother?
Yo, son, it's funny that you say that because, like, during the commentary, as you explain in the game, you see that our offense is trying to feed him the ball more and get him on that counterattack off because of his speed. And we just saw that pass just landed perfectly for him. He had the perfect amount of space, and like, there was no way with the fact that he missed those two other shots that he was missing this one. It was not happening.
No,
and
he
I want to see him be more confident as well.
Yes. I think not for nothing. He could have easily had a brace. He could have easily had a brace on Wednesday night, and that's a fact because. And I think it comes down to that confidence factor. You know what I mean? He has a couple on the season so far, and I think he is really getting confident in that role.
Yeah.
And now that he's getting 90 minutes in that spot, I mean, he's showing his versatility. He's showing what he really can do, and I think that's just a testament to him because you already know with Trapito, you knew what the story was a couple years ago. I mean,
Absolutely.
He was undisciplined, all that, but I think right now he's growing up and we're starting to see he's flourishing right now, and he's becoming the player that a lot of people knew he could become.
Yeah, I mean, man, the game he had against Westchester was amazing. This game now, he's carrying that momentum, and I feel like by the middle of the season, he might be one of the players that we talk about that helped us maintain winning ways. If listen, man, we're winless in the last 5 games.
Yeah.
We literally 3 losses, 2 draws, or it might be vice versa. I'm sorry if I'm messing that up, but
right. Check us
Montreal
in the comments,
has
y'all.
to be the turning point. Like we can't be having these games from these players and having defensive laps. And like we gotta walk away with these wins. And I feel like either it happens before the World Cup break or after the World Cup break, whenever we decide, because we are gonna right the ship. Don't get it twisted, man.
No. We are. I believe we are.
We are gonna turn this around. Believe me. And he is gonna play a major part.
Yes.
A
I believe
major
that
part
too, brother. I have to
in
agree with you on that one,
flip.
bro. So then we start, something, and after that, we're all happy, we're all great, something, and then,
And like
57.
our
Yeah, our
prediction, three
prediction is
one,
right.
three
We
one.
if I were a gambler, man, I put money on that, man. I'm winning. I'm going home happy, right?
Absolutely.
Wrong. Because now we have a goal that's overturned by VAR in the 57th minute. Something. Evander, I think was offside at that point. No, there was a foul in the buildup, I believe. There was a foul in the
Foul in the
buildup,
buildup.
and then Tavon Gray, as a matter of fact, was fouled in the buildup, and then the goal was disallowed. So dodge another bullet. You understand what I mean? So at that point, it scores back to 3-1. You start seeing Cincy, they're getting gassed. Make some 60-minute substitutions. A couple of good ones in their midfield. So something now they're recharged. This was kind of like the nature of these next 15, 20 minutes is like, swing back, swing back, and something, you start seeing Evander, and this is what everyone started missing. Evander was really, really starting to cook at this point.
Absolutely. He started getting his legs out under him, and he started finding the space behind the line, which I started noticing early. I was like, oh, he knows how to get behind him. You know, understand what I'm saying? He knows how to get behind him. And with that being said, it's like, now, let me ask you a question real quick. Do you feel like the pace of the game, the back and forth, the punch, counter punch, do you feel like that affected our back line late when things started getting hairy? Like they started feeling maybe drained?
I think so, man. I think, there's definitely evidence for that because of the fact that, there was so much like, I think by like the 70th, 80th minute, you started seeing Thiago Martins, he lost his step. And I think that was something that cost us in those final 15 minutes of the match. And at this point, because since he was pressing so much, because we're playing this kind of press so much, he's having to cover a lot of ground by nature. I mean, when you're playing a counter press the way that we were playing it, you're almost pushing up to the midfield line.
Yeah.
So there had to have been too much running that was going on, and he was just winded. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
right.
and then we fast forward to the 65th minute. Score still 3-1, no longer. 3-2. Kevin Denke, and once again, getting us, and we're kind of. I mean, me personally, I was kind of like, oh man, I hope it doesn't turn into one of those nights, bro.
It's that goal that we expected to come. And like I said earlier, man, you had a feeling that they were going to score again. You know what I'm saying? It was just there was too much disarray in the back line. We couldn't get on the right track back there. And again, man, they just found their opportunity and they took advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? It was a close shot, and what can you do? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You can't call that one up for offside, unfortunately.
Nah,
so
unfortunately
definitely.
you can't. Unfortunately, you can't.
And then we start seeing a couple key substitutions happening in the second half with Maxi Morales coming off. Finally, the man doesn't have to play 90 minutes. I mean,
Come on, man. Come
and
on,
then,
give the man a break.
But the substitution was very telling because in for him comes Salas Magno. Now, to me, that's telling me, well, I want another one just to seal the deal.
We're going for it.
We have to at this point because since he's not going away quietly, they're just coming back right now. They're trying to play their game. We got to come back with something, right? So another one, another substitution in the 72nd minute was Keaton Parks coming in for Hannes Wolf. So I think right there at that point, we're also trying to defend whatever we can defend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of a bit parking the bus, but looking for another goal, obviously.
Right.
So, and then the flow, like I said, this game when it was flowing, it was just back and forth. And I think that this was just another product of this counter press and how we were playing against that. So I mean, we were creating chances.
Yeah, I think Pascal saw what we saw. He saw like fatigue coming out of the back line, and he said maybe our back line's not going to be able to hold up, and they might give up another goal. So I'm going to put Tallis in, and you know what? The best way to counter giving up goals is scoring goals.
Exactly, and something I think. Before we get into the events of the 79th minute, man, I mean, let's just give it out for Tallis Magno one time, bro. Let's really give it up for the man. We're gonna have to do all that, right? So, we got to give him credit where credit is due because of the fact that something. He goes down to Brazil. And he's hardly getting any playing time, brother. I mean, the first year he was there, he was getting a decent amount of playing time. Second year he was there, he was hardly doing anything, right?
Yeah.
So I think he kind of realized that, something, my back is against the wall. If New York City is going to fucking call me back and they want me to play, then I'm just going to play. I'm going to do whatever they ask me to do because this is my final chance at being a professional, at being a top level player, right?
Absolutely.
So, you started seeing him work, you started seeing him in practice videos. He's doing his thing. I mean, I follow him on the gram. So you start seeing him doing his winter workouts and whatnot. And I started seeing a lot of maturity.
There we go. That's what I was going to say. I feel it takes a lot. It takes a lot out of to travel. When they say he's still a young man, he goes back to his country and he gets treated like that by one of the biggest clubs in his country. And you know what I mean? And I felt like when he left NYCFC, it wasn't on the best terms. I felt like he deserved more. And when he went and he got that opportunity, I felt like he realized he needs to earn that playing time.
Yes.
And listen, nothing is more of a motivator than having a chip on your shoulder, bro, and having to prove something to somebody.
Exactly,
so I feel like it's Pascal, man, give it up to Pascal because I feel like he's like Emilio Estevez in the Mighty Ducks. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Yo, no, but I see exactly the metaphor you trying to make, bro. Because
you see what I'm saying? He's
injecting that belief.
The ruffians and he's taking the outcasts and he's taking the ones that feel like they have something to prove and he's turning them into great players, bro.
Gotcha. You know exactly. No. And that was something that when we started recording this show last year, that's something that was a main theme was the fact that he's taking players, young players, and he's turning them into like serviceable top level ready players, man. And something, shouts to Talles Magno because of the simple fact that this goal was a fucking banger.
Banger, bro. Banger.
Okay. I mean, when you seeing it coming off his, on that right foot from that angle with the float it had, bro, and then something. Since he got a pretty decent keeper.
Yeah.
Let's just say Roman Celentano, he's a pretty good keeper.
He's no slouch.
But there was no way he was stopping that shot.
Nah, no way. Not from where he was standing.
Exactly.
What a shot. It was just so beautiful. And the crowd went wild.
Oh, my God. We went bananas, bro.
Another thing, it's good to see everybody behind him.
Exactly.
He has everybody rooting for him. All the fans, the club, hopefully his teammates, they want to see him win. And when people want to see you win, it gives you that boost of confidence. You want to reciprocate. You want to be like, oh, you have faith in me? Then I'm going to show you that I'm worth that faith. Because every time he does something good or he has a great game, we are like, yes.
Yes, because and you know what I'm saying? And I think the most telling part of that was when you see him get onto the field, when you hear his name announced, everybody applauding, going crazy. Everyone loves him because now we're starting to see the redemptive part of the arc. You know what I mean? I think he's taking his chances and he is loving it, and that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see out of my Talles Magno, bro.
Right, yeah. Now, question time. Do you think with his, listen, man, he's finding form fast, and we don't have a 9. Do you think that for the last couple games before the World Cup break, we'll see Talles Magno play the 9?
You have to. I mean, come on.
He's earned it. As the 9.
At this point, I think he's earned it. Because here's the thing. He has belief in himself. He has belief in his game, right? I think you see him. I mean, at that point, look, is he going to give you 90 minutes? No, he's not. But you got to take what he can give you. I mean, he got the start against Westchester, right? That's already showing that he can start. But you also have to take it with a grain of salt. Now, starting against a USL Championship team is not exactly starting the same as starting against an MLS team.
Absolutely.
So you take it with the grain of salt. But I think that Pascal Janssen rewards that before the World Cup break and just tells him, hey, go do your thing at the 9, bro. I'm gonna let you run out there. You know what I mean? So we started seeing those signs, and it's the games. The game's in the balance right here, 4-2. 80th minute. I mean, come on, bro. 80th minute, you're gonna think, oh man, we running away with this thing. Let's just, it's gonna be a great night in the Bronx,
right,
my man. Sometimes when you come to the Bronx, it doesn't work out the way you want it to, bro. I mean, we started seeing a couple more substitutions happen in the 83rd. Tom Barlow, he comes out. Ayub Jabari comes in for him. Then Arnold Farnos, he gets another appearance. Comes in for Nico Fernandez, and you know something, it started paying dividends. And Johnny Shore comes in from Agustin Ojeda, telling me, "Hey, listen, man, I think that Pascal wants to stop the bleeding."
We did speak about it on the last episode. We said those kids need to be on the pitch.
Yes,
and we put them on at the right time, but
yes,
the wrong time.
Yes, and I think, and you know something, this is where you test these kids. Put them into those high pressure situations. Let's see what they can do. And I think honestly, Johnny Shore, Arnold Farnos, acquitted themselves beautifully, bro. I think that they were definitely parts of the solution and not the problem that was going to happen in the next few minutes, brother. So definitely, it was, you know, something. Cincinnati just kept on coming in waves, just wave after wave after wave in the attack. And I think this is the point when we start fucking up, is because Tavon Gray comes off the field, Shaheen Tanya-Slevich comes on. I'm thinking to myself, well, are you really going to try to play this 3 in the back right now with 3 center backs and then send Kevin O'Toole in the midfield, have him playing the libero again? Let's see what happens, right? My brother, 98 plus 2.
Son, I see. Oh man,
bro. I mean, I got no words. I had no words. I was just like, you know something? You felt like the collective breath out of the supporter section at the same time. It was like,
yeah. But even then, there was a glimmer. There was a glimmer. We're like, yo, listen, we got that goal. We gave one back. Fair enough. Now we know what we need to do. There's 5 minutes left in extra time. We got to park the bus, as cliche as that sounds. We got to lock down, even if you have to play 5 back there.
Milky, you sound like a genius.
Come on, son.
You sound like you should be doing this on a professional level, my brother.
I'm just saying.
I gotta say that because that is what you figured that is what should have happened. Now, listen, I mean, we talk about this guy a bit, Kevin O'Toole. I mean, Kevin O'Toole, 9 out of 10 times is not gonna make such a fumbling mistake the way he made it. I mean, when you look at it, it was such a clumsy challenge at the wrong part of the field, bro.
So bad, bro. So bad. It's literally one of those things where you're like, what are you doing?
Yes.
What are you doing? It reminded me of that Ronald Matarita, what's his name? Yeah, remember that in the playoffs at Citi Field?
What are you doing? No. That one guy, the one guy, you know you fucked up now, don't you?
Yeah, you know you done fucked up, right? You know that was if not the worst foul in the box I've ever seen. Here comes Kevin O'Toole, like, hold my beer real quick.
Real quick. Oh, my God,
let me just bring up some trauma that you've had. I'm having flashbacks.
Yo, bro.
Not again.
Yo, my man. You know something? I mean, listen. Sometimes you the hero, sometimes you the GOAT. Yeah, not the good way, Rod, by the way. But
yeah.
And it was just like, to me, it was almost like, it was one of those moments, right? I think we all collectively just went, "Oh man, what the fuck just happened?" And
it's like, is this real life right now? Yeah, and then you watch the play. Then we're automatically we blame the ref because that's what what we're prone to do. And then we look up and we see it on the screen, and we're like, "Oh man, I cannot believe this just happened."
You know you fucked up, didn't you?
Oh my goodness,
yo, man. That's all you can say. You gotta laugh to keep from crying, right? So. After that, and you start, and it's just like, that's it. Dagger in the chest, 4-4. Evander just, goes home happy. And whistle's blown a few minutes later. There was really nothing to talk about until the final whistle. And that was it, man. We go home, and it's just a sad, sad night in the Bronx, brother. It really, really did feel like a loss.
It did. It felt like that St. Louis game all over again, man.
No.
It was the St. Louis game all over again with much more goals. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people were saying exactly that.
And it hurts. It hurts that we're losing these games. But also, I feel like, man, every time we make
didn't lose. We tied, but we did pick up a point.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, like you said, it felt like a loss. When you're up 4-2 in the 90th minute, man, you give up 2 goals to tie. That's a loss in my book. But I feel like even when we made our cup run, I feel like there's always losses or tie or game situation or draws like this that kind of build the identity of the team for our playoff run later on in the season. You know what I mean? I feel like it's games like this that we always look back on as being the turning point. Or remember that stretch in April where they gave up 2 draws in the 90th minute, and now we're cooking in September and we're making a playoff run. I feel like draws like this and losses, heartbreaking losses, build identity. They build character, and I feel like the team. Listen, man, I would love to say this about the Knicks. I would love to say this.
It may be too little, too late for the Knicks right now, but I don't know.
Saying,
who knows? Right?
Ain't much more you can learn, bro.
Right? Exactly.
Now's the
finals,
test.
nigga.
Now's the test. You can't learn no more. Now's the test. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like so I think. And I think that's what it is. It's like, okay, you can say on the positive note, right? It's going to be games like results like this that are going to build character within your squad, right? You're going to look at, and hopefully you're right. We can look back at nights like this and say, not a major roadblock. It was just a little bump in the road. That's all it really was,
Learning curve.
I mean, listen, I think like Wednesday night, overall, I still had a good time. Shouts to the supporters, shouts to everybody who I was in the stands with. Shouts to y'all, shouts to the Nobodies. You know what I mean? We had a little bit of a post game wrap up, a bit of a disappointing one.
Oh man, we were so sad.
Oh man, yo, we're gonna and then we had to wait for Chop to get over here because Chop was pissed,
chopped,
bro.
Bro,
not only was he chopped, he was pissed. Son was pissed.
Can you blame him? Can you blame him? It was a fun game. See, now it's like you're drinking because you're having fun and you're like, yeah, awesome. Then by the end, you're drinking because you're miserable.
The life of a soccer fan, bro. That's what it is for those of us who drink like that, right? So, but yeah, that's the whole thing. It's like I think that when right now we really, really have to start getting results.
Yeah, we have to.
I think you made an excellent point on our last recording when you said that doing like not getting 4 out of the next 6 is gonna be, if we don't do that, we're gonna be extremely deficient. And I think you're right on that one because now it has to be that when we roll up into Montreal on Saturday, tomorrow actually, we're just gonna have to take this one. So brother, let's just get into our little preview for Montreal. We already, like we said before, half of the New York City Nobodies are up there enjoying themselves. Shout to Chop and Cesar. Definitely I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves and staying safe. But yeah, man, I mean, right now, unfortunately, New York City, we 7th in the Eastern Conference right now. We're all even on our record, 3-3-3. Montreal is 13th. They're coming in with a record of 2-6-0. Philippe Ilufray, and I probably messed his name up, bro. I mean, dang, but I don't have the Philippe Ilufray. Yeah, whatever, right? That's his name. I'm putting as much respect as I can on his name, right? He beat the Red Bulls this past Saturday 4-1, and he made the Red Bulls look like the under-17 team that they're trying to field right now. They look like a different team. I mean, I was watching highlights over the week, and like, bro, like Montreal really put the beats on the Red Bulls. I mean, anybody, the Red Bulls are like the neighborhood turn, the neighborhood doorknob. Everyone getting a turn, but god damn, my nigga, like really, it was bad.
No, yeah, I feel you, man. They've been getting beat up. They either win 4-1 or they get tossed up 5-0. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those situations. But maybe, listen, man, as a New York City fan, maybe this is what it takes for New York City to finally beat Montreal. It's for them to be a different team that they have been, because the team that they have been
play a bit out of character almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. Like, I think that honestly, that becomes a point of contention, because a team like this that's really feeling ourselves. I mean, how can you not feel yourself after a 4-1 win?
Yeah,
against anybody. I mean, they're gonna be feeling themselves, and they're gonna say, okay, New York. Now the better half of New York City's coming. Of New York is coming in.
Yeah,
the actual half of New York.
Yeah.
Yo, they coming in. Now we're gonna do the New York double. And you know something? This is a trap they're gonna find themselves on. You understand what I mean? Because Milky, we went up there last spring, we lost. Mm-hmm. They came down here. They said, ooh la la, all over, ale, all over our fucking pitch. And like, we just look, they cooked us, bro. There's no other way I could say about that. They cooked us last year. 3-0 at home.
You're not lying. You're not lying. They're we just can't beat them, bro. You know what
They're
I'm
our
saying?
heel.
It's just that club. They're out heel. Exactly. They got our number. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna be like, all right, we just put up 4 against the Red Bulls. Let's look at their result. Oh, okay, they put up 4, but look, they gave up 4. So if they're
Exactly.
confident in their attack, and like you said, listen, man, there's a blueprint to play NYCFC.
Yeah.
There's a blueprint. They're going to be
Yeah.
watching tape. They're going to see exactly where Cincinnati got their opportunities. They're going to see exactly where the other teams got their opportunities, where our weaknesses are. And they're going to take advantage of that, and they're going to exploit that. It's on us to do what we have to do. And because, listen, we could score goals. We could score goals. We've seen it. We could, even without a number 9. But our back line right now is a liability. It's a
And I
liability.
think a
And
lot
the
of
ball
people
over
don't
the
want
top.
to talk about that either.
The ball over the top. It's constantly beating us. It beat us on whatchamacallit on Wednesday. It's like what are we doing? Like what? Like why?
It beat us
can't
in
we defend
Vancouver.
that? You know, and is it maybe it's something that Pascal thinks that, okay, if we get Raul Gustavo and Thiago Martinez, they're both big people, that they could defend that. It's not only about being tall and be able to head it out the box. It's about communication, spacing, putting yourself in the right position to defend these. This is why I feel like Kai Cohen was doing better at that. You understand what I'm saying?
And I think something. It's about the personnel. It's not necessarily about the size of the player. It's also personnel, brother. You got to remember that too. Like maybe Kai Trowen's advantage over Raul Gustavo at that point is that Kai Trowen is just a bit of a tougher player. I think Raul Gustavo tries to be a bit too finesse. Now don't get me wrong, he could shut down the biggest forwards in the league because of his size, but he also tries to play a bit too much of the finesse ball. Now, I'm not
Brazilian in him, son.
I mean, come on, that's a Jogo Bonito, bro.
I don't even think they can help
themselves.
themselves.
Born like this, bro. They can, I mean, I get it, of course, and that's the great part about this game, right? You can express yourself like that, right? But is it going to get you results? I think you have to balance that. You know what I mean? And I think, and going back to Talis Magno is finding that balance. He's finding the Jogo Bonito with the, oh shit, I got to score.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think and I think that something going into this game against Montreal. I really think that we have to start taking a look at him as a solid number 9 option. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe Pascal wants to give him 45 minutes this game, either as coming off the bench. But I really think that Talis Magno is earning that start.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. And like you said, he's not going to be able to give us 90. But if Nico's running 90 anyway, just slot him in that position when you sub him off. You understand what I'm saying?
Have him play his natural position on the wing. You know what I mean? There's ways you can do that, but and I really feel like that's going to be something that a really big matchup we're going to have to watch out for Prince Owusu.
Must win. This is a must-win game, bro.
It really is.
This is as important as any game in August or September. This is a must-win game, bro.
But the fact that we have one in April, like, come on, bro.
Scary.
It's scary, but the thing is that we kind of did it to ourselves, but now we have a chance at our own collective redemptive arc. You know what I mean? Like, this is the part, like you said, like the turning point. Like, this is the point where something had to give, and now we just coast into the World Cup break in top form, and this is the beginning of it. So definitely, man, I mean, what are your predictions, brother? What are your predictions for this game against Montreal tomorrow?
Listen, the fellas are up there. Gesso's up there. Caesar's up there. I'm hoping we go up there. We have a great game. We give them the show that they need to see to forget about Wednesday. Yeah. We score another 3 or 4 goals. And you know what? They're going to put up a fight. But I see 4-2, and we close out the game.
Ooh, 4-2. Wow, man. And you know something? Hey, listen. I don't blame you on the 4-2 because guess what?
Conference.
Exactly. 13th in the conference. And hey, we just put up 4 against Cincinnati. So I kind of see where the optimism lies. Now, definitely, man. I mean, listen, if we're going to get anywhere this season, we have to prove that we are consistent winners on the road, which for the most part we've been doing. The result against, Vancouver notwithstanding, right? So,
right.
I'm fully confident. Listen, as bad as we may have looked on Wednesday, I'm gonna have 100% confidence going into this match. We aren't the Rebels.
No,
we definitely are not the Rebels. Okay, we're a harder bunch. We're an experienced bunch. We've been playing together longer. We're not the Rebels. You're not taking us for a 4-1. Fuck out of here, right? I'm gonna definitely agree with you. Montreal will bring the smoke. I definitely agree with you because of the fact that they're feeling, like I said, they're feeling themselves after giving the Rebels a 4-1. Now they got a new coach. That coach has been, everyone, the chat has been, he's injecting them with new life.
We know
Right?
what a good coach does. It brings
Exactly.
confidence to his
He
players.
brings confidence into his players, and that's what it looked like when you start looking at the stance that they took against the Red Bulls. You saw a confident team. That's not the same confidence that I saw when these previous weeks going into the season.
Right.
Montreal looks like a different team right now, and I think that New York City needs to really really take care of that.
Yeah, I just hope that our back line learned that lesson, man. We can't, like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what we need to do back there. I don't know what we need to change, but something needs to change, and it needs to change fast. And what we always talk about is how we have a luxury of depth at that position, but it's not looking like it now. It's not looking like there's a luxury back there when we're producing these results.
But I think because we have such a rotated, roster right now, I think we are going to see Kai Troen back in that center back position. I mean, I think Pascal, he's seeing that he could play both positions well, and I think there's kind of a bit of that confusion. But right now, I think those needs are for Kai Troen to be playing in that center back position, brother. So,
absolutely.
As far as my prediction, man, I think. I'm like I said, I'm confident, bro. I'm thinking like a 3-1, a 3-2.
There we go.
6 hours back down the throughway. You back home. Know what I mean?
Absolutely, love it. We gotta bring this dub back home. We gotta be able to flush the memory of Wednesday. Forget about it. Understand our mistakes. Because listen, Kevin O'Toole don't make that mistake. It's a different game. You understand? But we have to look at what we did wrong. We got to fix that. We got to address it. We go into Montreal. We play our part. We do what we got to do. We come back. We got a cup game against the Rebels on Wednesday, right? But let's make Saturday, which is the most important game of the season in my eyes at the moment. Let's make it a priority. Let's go in there. Let's get our points, man, and just make the fans happy. Make the travelers.
That's it, man. We got something. I think that we're a lot better team than what we've been featuring, and something. Saturday is going to be just another opportunity to right the ship and get to where we need to be. Because something, I honestly feel, and this is what a lot of the Puncher has been saying, right? That we are definitely a lot better than we are featuring at this moment, even on our current run of form, that even without a number 9, we're still doing our thing just because we don't have a number 9. So you know what? Confidence is going to be high this weekend, and I really feel we're going to come back happy. So definitely. So, Milky, before we wrap this up, I know this wasn't on our show outline, but still I wanted to take a couple minutes, something that means a lot to myself personally. On Sunday, I celebrate a 5-year anniversary of an event that pretty much changed my life. It was going to be in 2021, our home opener, right? Remember, it was just like I don't know if you were there, but that place was empty, right? I was really sick. I was really sick, and I was in the throes of like diabetic ketoacidosis. I was weak. I couldn't make the game, and I was just looking bad. I mean, next day, Milky, I ended up in the hospital the next day.
Oh man.
Yeah, dude. And I look back at a lot of that. Sometimes it's really hard to look back on, right? But I'll tell you something right now, man. That experience really changed my life because I wasn't living my life healthy at all. A lot of people know my story. A lot of people don't. But I really wasn't living my life healthy. I was drinking a lot, you know what I mean? Just doing a lot of, eating a lot of really unhealthy, you know what I mean?
Right.
The Felix back then, bro, you knew me back then, but it's not the same Felix now.
Right.
So I put it this way. A lot of
back then we weren't as close as we were now.
Yeah, we weren't, but we definitely knew each other and we knew who we were and we were cool, you know what I mean? But we weren't as close as we are now, definitely,
absolutely.
Right? But the thing is that back then I really wasn't healthy. I was really, indulging myself. I really wasn't caring about myself. I don't think I was loving myself much in those days. You know what I mean? So, it was something that when I was in the hospital, I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to take control of my life, and I'm just going to live my life right, and I'm going to try to extend my life as long as possible because I kind of realized, hey, life is beautiful, and my faith has a lot to do with that, and it was a long road, and I was rewarded in 2021 with going to MLS Cup and getting that ring and getting that star over my badge, and you know, in the last 5 years, I mean, I've grown a lot, and you know, something I've just tried to live my life as good as possible, health wise, and you know, I just appreciate everybody in the last 5 years who's really, you know, shown me that love and that care and have held me accountable to everything, and like are always even asking me, "Yo, Felix, how's your health doing?" You know what I mean? Like that means a lot to me, and when people say that to me, that's how I know people really care about me. So, and it's just I'm just really happy because it's gonna be a nice celebratory weekend for me. I get to look back at these 5 years and say, "Hey, man, I'm looking forward, and I can't wait for the next 40." Definitely. So,
Yeah. I
this
just
is
gotta say, my brother,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, like, that you had to go through that,
Yeah,
you know, but I also want to thank you for taking control of that and
yeah,
becoming the best version of you that you are now, because this
definitely,
is the
bro.
version of you that I have in my life. You understand what I'm
I
saying?
appreciate it. I appreciate
And
it, brother.
literally, man, like I feel like I could depend on you, and like if I needed you, you'd be there, and if I had a
Yeah,
real
yeah, of
problem,
course.
that I could depend on you, and you could give me clear, sound advice. Now, no yes man shit.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what
nah,
I mean?
you know that about me,
Yeah.
brother. I am not a yes man,
But like,
but definitely, I see what you're saying.
it's an inspire. It should be an inspiration to all, because like when
Yeah,
you face your mortality, when you're
yeah,
there, and it shouldn't take that to know that you have to start taking care of yourself, and you
yeah.
have to start taking care of going to the doctor, doing things that make you feel uncomfortable, because you never know, when something like that can arise. But my brother, man,
Nah,
5 years, brother, five
yeah,
years
man.
of
I feel like a brand
changes.
new person, brother. And
Yeah.
let me just talk to the guys out here in the audience. Listen, guys. I mean, I'm talking to you. Okay, any little ache, any little pain, any little thing, please go to the doctor. Please, you know something? I almost lost my life because I didn't go see a doctor when I should have, and I wasn't taking care of myself. Please, I don't want to see any one of us like dying or passing away because it's something that we could have controlled.
Yeah,
So,
man. It's real life.
gentlemen, please, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not
True
gonna be sexist
story.
out here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take care of ourselves. Let's love
True
each other. And guess
story.
what? I want to see us be together for the next 40 years because I can't wait. Look, these past 10 years of supporter culture has grown so much. I can't wait to the next 40, brother. And this is why I'm
Yo,
taking care of
son,
myself so
listen, we
much.
gotta take care of ourselves. We got a
Yeah.
stadium open to see. We gotta
What?
see. We gotta see our first MLS Cup at the new stadium. We gotta
Exactly.
see.
I'm
There's
trying to
a
be there
lot we
for
gotta
all that.
witness, guys. You know what
Nah,
I'm
man.
saying? So we
We
gotta
got.
get on it. We
So
gotta
you know,
get on it.
sometimes when when you want to drink a little bit too much, maybe just say, you know what, I'm trying to
Yeah,
stick around a bit longer. You know,
yeah,
so that
yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and never it's never in any judgment from me. I know people are gonna do what they do, and just to close this whole thing up, a big thank you for everybody who keeps me accountable. A big thank you for everyone who says when they see me drinking a beer that I shouldn't be drinking, hey, put that down. All right, bet I got you. Thank you for that. And hey, man, let's I can't wait to spend another 40 years with y'all. That's all I gotta say.
Oh,
So
brother, I love you, man. I
yeah,
do.
I
I
love you too,
sincerely
Milky
do,
bro. It's all
brother.
love out here. You know what I
Come
mean?
on,
So
son. And you know what, son? I have fun. I have fun. It's the first time me and you hosted alone.
yeah, no, dead ass, man. It was great, bro. You know something? We showing the young boys that the OGs can get down. You heard? We
OG
holding
still
it down
got it.
right
Yo,
now.
listen, you saw the poise. You saw how we carried ourselves, man. This is how
Nah,
you
you know
can
what
do
it
it.
is.
You can see us wilding out at the games and having a good time, but when it's time to conduct ourselves as men and as gentlemen, this is how we do. And we
What it
truly,
is.
truly do love every single one of y'all, everybody that
Definitely,
watches,
definitely,
everybody that approaches us and says they love our work, man. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all so
definitely,
much. So thank
definitely,
you for
guys.
watching, guys.
So, guys, if you haven't guessed it by now, it's me, Jesse. We're one half of the New York City Nobodies, and we out. Let's go. New York is
Holla.
blue all day, baby. Let's go.